joins now from the newsroom. Tony, what happened?
Tash, it was just after 2 o'clock this afternoon when emergency services were called to Old Maitland Road at Bishop's Bridge near Maitland. Police arrived to find an SUV and a ute had collided, trapping the driver of the SUV. The woman, believed to be in her 40s, died at the scene and is yet to be formally identified. A man in his 30s who was driving the ute was taken to John Hunter Hospital, as were two passengers, one aged 6 and one years old. Their injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. Old Maitland Road is expected to remain closed for some time as police investigate how this deadly collision occurred. Tash?
Thank you, Tony. Kathleen Folbig has opened up about her fight for compensation after being wrongfully convicted and jailed over the deaths of her 4 children. Experts say the payout could reach $20 million, but the 57-year-old hasn't put a figure on it as she tries.
4 people have been charged accused of assaulting police officers in Southport. Emergency services were called to Falconer Street at about 9 o'clock on Saturday night after reports of a violent disturbance at a home. Those inside the house allegedly sprayed an unknown chemical on police, threw a metal keg and deployed an illegal taser.
I heard police shouting, get on the ground. If you don't get on the ground, I'm going to tase you.
3 men aged between 25 and 41, as well as a 62-year-old woman, had their matters mentioned in court today. The 4 officers were taken to hospital with minor injuries.
A 43-year-old man has been charged over a stabbing in Southport on Friday. Police say an altercation broke out between 2 men at a Welsh Street property around midday. The 42-year-old victim then walked to Australia Fair, where he was found in a bathroom. The alleged attacker was later located and arrested in Miami. He's facing 3 charges, including grievous bodily harm and other drug-related offences. A second offender remains on the run.
Child protection caseworkers walked off the job at Lismore and Coffs Harbour today over concerns for child safety. Local caseworkers are calling for 500 more workers across the state, a substantial pay rise, and for foster care to be deprivatised.
Only 1 out of 6 children that are deemed at risk of significant harm get an assessment from a caseworker. It's actually the highest or the lowest in the state.
Minister for Families and Communities, Kate Washington, says talks are ongoing and she will continue to negotiate with caseworkers.
A pilot project in the works for a Mullumbimby Indigenous charity has received a major funding boost. The program is aimed at connecting First Nation girls with country and is set to get underway early next year.
Building a better future for First Nations youth. The announcement of $117,000 in federal funding for local Mullumbimby charity, The Returning.
Receiving this funding will be really beneficial for our team and for the many young girls who are going to participate in the program.
Operating since 2018, the women-led not-for-profit organisation supports Indigenous women, elders and their families through nature therapy programs. The funding boost to launch their new pilot project, Indigenous Girls Back on Country, scheduled to begin in March next year.
They'll be learning things like soil health, composting, native fungi, so mushroom workshops, and we'll also be looking at how they can turn these ancestral plants both into foods.
Participating in weekly excursions to Namabunda Farm on Bundjalung Country for 8 weeks of the school term. The project will target First Nation females aged 12 to 18 years of age from across the region.
To increase their connection to community and country, increase their well-being, their confidence, and build their work skills as well.
We're hoping to get at least 50 girls in the project.
It's hoped the project will equip them with the skills to become cultural leaders and bolster employment prospects.
From a council perspective, we're really dedicated to providing jobs, providing housing on country for traditional owners.
Anything that we can do to value the knowledge systems of the natural environment is really beneficial for future generations.
Alexandra Rees, NBN News.
As the weather begins to warm up, North Coast locals are urged to be on the lookout for magpies. Lismore City Council says male birds are known to swoop during mating season in spring. Residents are encouraged to remain vigilant around nesting sites, wear sunglasses and a hat for extra protection.
A mid-North Coast business is attracting international attention with its design recently featured at the Olympics. As excitement continues during the Paralympics, NBN News took a look behind the scenes at how the uniform was made.
And made right here on the mid-North Coast.
To see them on the world stage in Paris was this time around it was quite a proud moment for myself and the team.
Local business Team Spirit in Kempsey has been working with the Nauru Olympic Committee for the last decade, securing a deal to provide the team everything they needed for Paris.
It's their actual teamwear kit, so a lot of polos, jackets, hats, bags, so they get a fair selection.
Starting with the design process, colour selection and meticulous print work. The items then handed over to the local sewing team. The business produces over 150,000 pieces for customers all over the world, and 1 in 10 of those items are exclusively made in Kempsey. And while the Australian-made logo doesn't always come cheap, the team says demand for local manufacturing is only growing.
If they know that it's been produced and made locally, customers are prepared to pay the extra.
Marina Trajkovic, NBN News.
Another warm one right across the region throughout today, with gusty winds rolling over the mountains. Temperatures climbed into the low 30s for most.
You're watching NBN News. Still ahead tonight, a tiger handler in hospital after being mauled at Dreamworld.
The largest demonstration since the war began. Israel grinds to a halt as protesters call for a hostage deal.
And breaking news on another Aussie gold at the Paralympics. Blah, blah, blah? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Cut through the blah to hear more of what you want.
Turn off your pie. No sharing.
Book an appointment with our audiology professionals today.
Buy your virtual seats to support the next generation of Paralympians.
Cheer on your Australian Paralympic team at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games.
Come on, Australia.
Buy your virtual seat today at donate.paralympic.org.au.
Protection for dogs, trusted by dog people.
You know what's better than a Big Four bank?
A bank that's bigger for me. Bigger for making my money work harder.
And helping my business make it.
Bigger for helping us to buy a home.
Bigger for the community I care about.
My bank is bigger for what matters most.
As Australia's most trusted bank, 2.5 million Aussies know that Bendigo Bank is bigger for them. And we're bigger for you.
Bendigo Bank, the better big bank.
When it comes to a healthy and white smile, I compromise between whitening and strengthening.
But why?
Dr. Riley. You can have both. With Oral-B 3D White Toothpaste. It whitens teeth in 3 days and strengthens enamel. Switch to Oral-B.
Sancho bao now or dumplings for dinner. Make them with Coles Aussie Pork 3-star mince, down to just $4.70 a pack. And make life easier online with free click and collect on your time. That's great value, hands down, at Coles.
When you're so close to the beach, the Bolo at Evans Head is the place to be. Family-friendly dining and entertainment, an irresistible pizza bar, kids' play zone, and Beachies, our outdoor fun park. Visit, stay, play, and dine at the Bolo.
Looking to transform or create an amazing outdoor living area? Whether it's a new pergola, awnings, patio, outdoor room, shutters or blinds, make a great space for your place. Visit atlasawnings.com.au.
Beautiful Apollo shutters, plantation, smartwood and aluminium, sliding bifold, hinged or fixed, and for a limited time, every second one is half price on a select range.
132-899.
What does it take to make an impact on this world? Is it being a superstar or refusing to give up? At Toyota, we believe the world improves when we all come together to take a leap towards a future we all want, safer, electrified and inclusive, because every person, every action and every step matters. Well, we've got a team here already making a difference, and we can't wait for you to be a part of Team Everyone. Toyota.
NBN News, brought to you by by Toyota, Australian Olympic and Paralympic team partner. Oh, what a feeling.
A senior tiger handler is in hospital after being mauled at Dreamworld. Multiple investigations are now underway into the attack, which is not the first of its kind at the Gold Coast theme park.
For nearly 30 years, Tiger Island has been one of Dreamworld's main attractions, and with a handler attacked today, it's all anyone here is talking about.
It's the risk you take with the job, right? Every job has its risks.
I think it's sad, that it's happened. Hopefully she's all right.
Melissa Reynolds is a veteran handler, used to being up close and personal with these exotic cats, whether big or small. This is her on the Today Show in 2012.
It is amazing. We get the opportunity every day to spend time with them and feed them and play with them and stuff like that.
Not this morning. Before Dreamworld's doors opened to visitors, the 47-year-old was attacked while walking one of the 5-year-old tigers with another handler when the 180-kilogram animal bit her forearm and scratched her shoulder, triggering an emergency response around 9 a.m.
So the patient obviously had received some serious lacerations and puncture wounds from the animal. The bleeding had been managed very well by first aid providers there at Dreamworld. She was quite pale and feeling unwell, but generally well, and was able to be transported to hospital.
Dreamworld hasn't said which tiger was involved, but they currently have 3 5-year-olds, Khan, Javi and Zakari, in a statement saying its immediate focus is on supporting the team member following the isolated and rare incident that's now the subject of a thorough review. Inspectors from Workplace Health and Safety Queensland have also been deployed here to investigate the incident, which is not the first attack of its kind at the theme park. An ill-tempered Bengal tiger striking twice 13 years ago, hospitalising 2 handlers just months apart in 2011. Tonight, Melissa Reynolds is recovering at the Gold Coast University Hospital.
There's always a risk of infection from any animal bite, and that will be part of her treatment regime from the hospital.
Another reminder of the dangers of working with these big cats. Kate Lamb, NBN News.
The final report from the New South Wales Bus Industry Task Force has been released, recommending 19 changes to improve the experience of passengers.
Star Entertainment is in crisis talks tonight as it desperately seeks investors. The casino operator has been suspended from trading on the ASX after failing to lodge its financial results on time. Last Friday, a second damning independent report in New South Wales said it had failed to address money laundering concerns. Well, it's been Australia's best day yet at the Paralympics in Paris, with another 10 medals added to our tally.
Among those, a historic moment on the water, with Nikki Ayres and Jed Olswager winning Australia's first ever Paralympic rowing gold.
Pure elation, love and relief. Gold medal winners Jed Olswager and Nikki Ayres embrace family, having rowed their way into the record books. The perfect Father's Day gift for Wally Olswager, making his first trip to Europe from Beachport in South Australia.
I'm thinking about maybe having more children. I grow champions, the whole lot of them.
The pair, who've only rowed together for a year, left it all on the water, up against more experienced rivals in the mixed doubles sculls, as well as history.
To be able to be part of something that's way bigger than us, and to be able to get it done today is absolutely bloody incredible, and we're super proud.
A life-changing moment we'll never forget, and it's written in the history books, so no one's going to take that away from us.
For Nikki, who severely damaged her right leg in a rugby tackle in 2016, and Jed, who lost his lower leg following an excavator accident at work, it's an achievement that encapsulates their determination.
The whole time I was just going, I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful, because I know he does that mantra all the time.
The work those two have put in, it's well earned, and
direction after the amputation.
I just wanted to put something in front of him that showed him what you could be. So it was like YouTube videos of snowboarders, surfers. Yeah, he delivered a gold medal. It's amazing.
This is the result of years of hard work and sacrifice for both Nikki and Jed, a pivotal moment for the pair and for Australian para rowing, our first gold since the sport debuted 16 years ago.
Silver was the best. Prior to this, Eric Horry has won 3. He crossed the line 4th in the single sculls final, but was clearly upset with his Italian rival, complaining to the stewards. Giacomo Perini was disqualified, found to have a phone in his boat. Communication devices are against the rules. Horry elevated to bronze.
I'm just the athlete. I just row the boat, so I stay out of all the political side of things. This is to Michelle and the kids back home. It's it's one of those things that it's hard to explain.
But a story he can't wait to share, and one that isn't over yet. Horry eyeing off LA 2028. In Paris, Edward Godfrey, NBN News.
And in breaking news from Paris, another Australian has just won gold, with Lauren Parker claiming the para-triathlon. The Hunter athlete led the field for the entire event and crossed the finish line more than 1 minute ahead of her nearest rival.
Incredible. We'll have more on that later in sport. But next, imagine this happening as you're sitting down for dinner. A couple's incredible escape as a car crushes their evening meal.
And collectors queue for hours to get some real-life $1.
I'm so proud of you and all the best for Paris. 'Cause I made it.
I love you most, love you, man. The whole family loves you and they're so proud of you.
At Officeworks, we won't be beaten on price. Get a Google Pixel 7a smartphone for $547. Or get this Fitbit watch for $259. Make bigger things happen at Officeworks.
Right now, when you take out a home loan with ANZ, you could save with a discounted home loan rate.
Awesome. What are you doing here?
Making an ANZ home loan ad.
Cool. That explains the film crew.
Could you save today? Search ANZ Home Loans.
Kellogg's Cornflakes, made with Aussie corn. Come on, Cornelius. Raised and ripened in the sun. With 4 ingredients and 6 vitamins and minerals, you can taste the simple goodness in every bowl.
At Bupa, we're investing in inclusive grassroots sports events around the country, helping more Aussies get their start in sports. That's health caring beyond the games.
The all-new Mitsubishi Triton is here with up to 3.5-ton towing.
It'll be back when it's ready.
Your local Repco authorised service centre is a part of your community. Family-owned workshops backed by the biggest name in the business, giving you the local touch with a nationwide warranty. You can rely on Pacific Garage.
Body Winks is the house of Temper. Up to 50% off Temper mattresses and bases. Enjoy double contest points on all Temper products and receive a bonus Manchester pack with any Temper mattress. This sale ends Sunday. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. 40 Winks, serious about sleep.
When the sun is shining, it's hard to imagine a rainy day, but we've got advice and a plan for life's ups and downs, and specialists in all areas of the law under one roof. Somerville Laundry Lomax, for all matters when it matters most.
Building or renovating? Buy direct from the manufacturer. Colonial Warehouse has thousands of solid timber, pre-primed entry doors, French doors, double-hung windows, casements and portholes. Come and see our range at the warehouse or browse colonialwarehouse.com.au.
Body Winks is the house of Temper. Up to 50% off Temper mattresses and bases. Enjoy double contest points on all Temper products and receive a bonus Manchester pack with any Temper mattress. This sale ends Sunday. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. 40 Winks, serious about sleep.
NBN News, brought to you by Qantas, proudly supporting our Australian Olympic and Paralympic teams all the way to Paris.
Mass protests and a nationwide strike are right now underway in Israel. It follows a huge night of demonstrations with outrage mounting over the deaths of 6 hostages in Gaza.
The streets of Tel Aviv bulging with angry and grieving protesters.
roads blocked, demonstrators dragged away. Right across Israel, hundreds of thousands taking part in the largest demonstrations since the war began, demanding the government secure a hostage deal. Front and centre, 6 coffins representing 6 hostages whose bodies were found inside a tunnel in Gaza. 5 were taken from the Nova Music Festival, Carmel Gat abducted from her home in Kibbutz Be'eri.
We assess that the hostages were murdered by Hamas terrorists shortly before our soldiers were able to reach them inside the tunnel in Rafah.
4 days ago, Hirsch Goldberg Poland's parents stood on the Israel-Gaza border with a loudspeaker and sent this message to their son.
Hirsch, we are working day and night, and we will never stop.
Hirsch was one of the 6 hostages whose bodies have now been brought back to Israel. Extreme pressure now on Prime Minister Netanyahu to agree to a deal that would see the other 101 hostages return.
I am personally committed to continue striving towards a deal.
Renewed demonstrations are right now underway, thousands taking to the streets at meeting points across Israel. Their numbers bolstered by a nationwide strike orchestrated by a major union. Israel's international airport has already suspended operations, banking and healthcare companies among those supporting the action, with organisers pledging they'll shut down the country's economy. Jessica Millward, NBN News.
It's long been a scourge on our society, but now domestic violence will result in heavier punishment, with a greater focus on prevention. State politics reporter Sophie Upcroft explains the New South Wales government's changes to bail laws.
The Crimes Act will be amended to create 2 new offences. The first for knowingly breaching an apprehended domestic violence order, increasing the maximum prison sentence to 3 years and doubling the fine. The second for persistent breaches, 3 or more within 28 days. The punishment up to 5 years behind bars and a $16,500 fine. The state's worst offenders will now be subject to treatment similar to those involved in organised crime, with the introduction of a serious domestic violence abuse prevention order. This will allow courts to impose any conditions considered appropriate to prevent further violence, including reporting personal dating profiles and alcohol bans. It will apply to those convicted of 2 or more DV offences carrying a maximum of 7 years or more in jail, or a person previously charged with serious domestic violence. These orders can last up to 5 years. Breaches could result in 5 years jail or a $33,000 fine.
Some people say they're not worth the paper that they're written on. We want to increase penalties, introduce this new order so that statement is a relic of the past.
The new laws will go before Parliament later this month. Further action will also be discussed by state and federal leaders at National Cabinet on Friday.
And if this story affects you in any way, there is help available. Just call 1-800-RESPECT. That's 1-800-737-732.
Fresh economic data shows a boost to Australian housing numbers is on the way. Finance editor Chris Kohler has the details.
The big plan to help housing affordability has been to increase the supply of homes. 1.2 million new places to live over the next 5 years. That's the federal target. And today, we've had an encouraging set of data. Close to 15,000 new homes approved in July. That's up 10%, with units making up the majority. The share market, meanwhile, clawed its way back into positive territory after an initial fall, with Commonwealth Bank shares hitting a new record high. And it's had a massive year. CBA now has a bigger market value than Westpac, Telstra, Woolworths, Coles and Qantas put together. And the Australian dollar is buying 67 US cents and 61 euro cents as we kick off the new week. And finally, it may not be financial exactly, but news the band Oasis is reforming has had a clear impact on the world of Spotify. The number of times the song Wonderwall was played last week was double the number the week before. Bit of excitement building, it would seem.
Former Labor Party members allege bullying, harassment and racism has gone unchecked in the Hunter, saying the state executive is hiding the issues. Tonight, the party denies the accusations, with only 2 weeks until council elections.
She's the most senior Labor figure in local government in Newcastle. Yet, Lord Mayor Nuatali Nelm says She knows nothing about the party's latest internal stoush.
Former Labor members claim bullying and racism inside the party with yourself and some fellow Labor candidates.
Claims of bullying inside local Labor Party branches bubbling over less than 2 weeks from council elections, surfacing when former Labor Party member Talia Kelso recently broke her silence, saying she resigned from the party due to ongoing cultural issues. She's now running as an independent.
I feel that myself and many others have tried everything we can to get this resolved internally.
A 104-page internal Labor report leaked to NBN News outlines allegations of bullying, abuses of power and racist language. In May, an independent investigation into the complaints was recommended, but in July, the state executive shut it down, with some claiming it was a political decision.
Any looking into any actions could be politically damaging to the party, and they're more concerned about protecting their electoral chances than they are with protecting victims.
Asked about the bullying allegations, Deputy Mayor Declan Clawson responded in a recent public forum.
There has been a highly coordinated political attack underway in the city with the leaking and the fabrication of documents. That is what I have witnessed and seen. I stand against bullying in all its forms. I will continue to do so.
Several allegations have been levelled at current Labor councillor Elizabeth Adamczyk, accused of bullying other Labor members. Councillor Adamczyk denies the allegations and no adverse findings have been made against her. NBN News does not suggest the allegations are true, only that complaints have been made.
I'm really concerned that Labor head office has declined to investigate.
The Labor Party state executive declined an invitation to respond to our questions about the complaints. Tony Abragetti, NBN News.
What looks like a normal night at home for this couple is about to be anything but. Just as they're sitting down for dinner, an out-of-control Mustang smashes through the wall of their house in the US city of Phoenix. Somehow they only suffered minor injuries. The house was badly damaged. The couple is now fundraising for repairs.
One of Australia's most prolific and beloved country music stars is coming to Newcastle. Keith Urban will begin the Australian leg of his High and Alive world tour at the city's entertainment centre on August 13 next year. It'll be followed by 8 concerts across Brisbane, Wollongong, Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide. Tickets go on sale at 1 p.m. on September 13.
Keen coin collectors queued for hours today at the Canberra Mint for the chance to get their hands on a rare Bluey coin. The limited edition release, starring the beloved blue healer, had already made headlines after 2 men were arrested for allegedly stealing $600,000 worth of the coins from a Sydney warehouse. They're selling for $10 now, but experts say they could eventually be worth hundreds each.
Priceless for some. Let's move to sport now. Adam Murray joins us.
Adam, Lauren Parker finally has that Paralympic gold medal.
Oh, good evening, guys. No one was going to stop her in Paris after heartbreak in Tokyo. The Hunter superstar dominated today's para-triathlon, the latest on all our northern New South Wales athletes next. Also ahead, the injuries that could derail the Roosters season, and Alexi Popperin's US Open run comes to an end.
Introducing the Puggy Hunter Memorial Scholarship Scheme, honouring Dr. Arnold Puggy Hunter, who is a pioneer in Aboriginal health. This scheme empowers Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who are studying health disciplines with financial and mentoring support. Receive up to $15,000 per year for full-time study. Applications for 2025 open from the 2nd of September. Join the health workforce and make a difference in your community. Follow the links at iaaha.com.au.
Want to grow your small business into a big business? 9 Ad Manager lets you buy campaigns on 9 Now with the help of your local NBN television representative. Create a campaign, choose the audience and postcodes you want to target, and then track how it performs. You can even create your own video ad, all for as little as $550. Speak to your local NBN office and go to 9admanager.com.au today.
Come on, Australia.
Buy your virtual seats to support the next generation of Paralympians.
Buy your virtual seat today and cheer on your Australian Paralympic team at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games.
Come on, Australia.
Come on, Australia.
Come on, Australia.
Buy your virtual seat today at donate.paralympic.org.au.
Let's go!
Fall in love with Hungry Jack's new Jack's Fried Chicken Southern Style Tenders. Crispy, juicy, 100% Aussie chicken that will have you craving more and more. Now at Hungry Jack's.
You were supposed to want the white picket fence. To wear the uniform. And take the corner office. Supposed to give the kids piano lessons. And be like all the neighbours. So when it comes to a car,
Turn right.
why break the habit of a lifetime?
With so many choices on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles.
Call Mom Tina at the villa.
Or called Mom Tina at the chalet. It's gonna be a nope to the slopes. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Or check out our range at bestsheds.com.au.
Eureka Furniture's stock take sale on now. Get 50 to 80% off everything store-wide and 24 months interest-free. Wait weeks, not months, when you shop Eureka's in-stock furniture. Get in quick today for a great deal while stocks last. Are you looking for maximum flexibility, a more affordable living situation, or a secondary income? With 12 different models, we have tiny houses on wheels for every lifestyle, transportable, modern fit-outs, and all built with quality and functionality in mind. Inquire today to find out more.
The focus is on our track athletes in Paris tonight as they go for Paralympic gold. It comes after swimmers from northern New South Wales start in the pool on day 4, earning Australia 2 more medals. He started his campaign with a bronze in the 50-metre freestyle. Now the Central Coast Rowan Crothers has a silver to add to his collection, having finished second in the 100.
I know I'm capable of a lot faster. We've been putting up a lot of really strong times in training, and we just couldn't execute today for whatever reason. But having a miss and still coming away with a silver medal, if you ask me, that's pretty damn good.
He wasn't the only one making waves, with Newcastle's Jack Ireland and Coffs Harbour's Maddie McTurnan helping our mixed 4x100 relay team to silver as well.
It's a pretty unreal feeling actually at this level, so it's really great. Also great to do it along these people as well.
Thank you so much for watching me, and thank you so much for your support. You guys are amazing.
On the track, the Hunters' Reid McCracken qualified second fastest for tonight's 100-metre T34 final, an event he's finished second in at the...
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to win gold, and that's what I want to do, and I'm trying hard. I need to put a better race together tomorrow than that.
Luke Bailey started his campaign, setting a new personal best in the 400-metre T54 heats.
I feel real good. I feel fit. I stuck with them most of the way, but got into the headwind at the 200-metre mark, just died, but I still kept pushing the whole way because I knew it was going to be a close finish, and it was, so I'm proud.
The Steelers' hunt for wheelchair rugby gold is over after going down to favourites Japan in the semi-finals 52-51. Paul Macquarie's Riley Batt gutted after top scoring with 22 points for Australia.
We handled the pressure all game, and oh man, it sucks. I'm a big game player. I love this stuff. Bond is too, and that's my biggest mistake in my career, to be honest.
They'll take on Great Britain in the bronze medal match later tonight. And the games have come to an end for Coffs Harbour's Bill Latham and Australia's wheelchair basketball team. They lost to the USA 76-69 in their final group match. And Lauren Parker has become the latest Aussie to secure gold in Paris. Montana Claire joins us from the newsroom. Montana, there was no stopping the Hunter superstar this time.
Adam, after being pipped at the post in Tokyo, she wasn't going to let this one get away. Parker led the para-triathlon from start to finish, crossing the line first in just over 1 hour and 6 minutes. But what makes the win even sweeter was the fact that she was able to get one back on American Kendall Grett who took gold in 2021. Adam, it's just the first of 3 events for Parker. The now gold medalist will also line up in the road race and the time trial for Australia's paracycling team later this week.
Bring it on. Thank you, Montana. Brandon Smith insists season-ending knee injuries to himself and Sam Walker won't spell the end of the Roosters' premiership dream, and Smith has no hard feelings towards Elliott Whitehead, whose tackle did the damage to his knee and infuriated Trent Robinson.
Sam Walker, the first Rooster in the building today, with Jared Warrior-Hargreaves as his minder. Later in the day, Walker needed to discuss the nature of his ACL injury with a specialist. After the meeting, he wasn't up for a chat, upset his year was done. Next of the almost walking wounded was Brandon Smith. His injury, an MCL and ACL.
I think I'm getting surgery soon, so...
Pretty gutted?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, we were doing so well in the comp, and I'm gutted for everyone. I'm gutted for Sammy, myself, the Roosters, and the whole organisation. I feel like I let them down, or I know that's not the case, but that's sort of how your feelings are.
Smith says the pain isn't just physical.
As long as I keep my mental health sorted, then I'll be happy.
Well, that's the hardest part right now. I mean, your physical health, but you've got to stay upbeat somehow.
Yeah, I mean, it's time to focus in and I guess focus on my recovery and not to... at the end of the day, bro, you got to accept what's going on. I can't really just sit around and cry about it, to be honest. I had my moment of sadness, but now it's that moment of acceptance.
Can the Roosters do it without yourself, Sammy, and I guess Victor?
Absolutely, mate. We got a good enough team, even without the two of us.
The tackle that did the damage to Smith saw coach Trent Robinson take aim at Elliott Whitehead when he came to check on Smith.
He came up and just wanted to ask how Brandon was, and I just sort of said it's too many times. The hip drop's been pretty common in his game for a long time, and I just said it's too many times. It's cost us a player.
Any anger towards Elliott at all? Or?
Nah, mate, it's footy. It's, it was an accident. I'm actually close with Elliott. I know there's no ill intention. It was unfortunate.
Danny Weidler, NBN News.
Alexi Popperin's US Open campaign has come to an end with a fighting 4-set loss to Frances Tiafoe. Popperin was far from outclassed, taking on the American in front of his home crowd, but in the end, the 20th seed had too much class. Tiafoe will now meet Gregor Dimitrov in the quarterfinals. Next, the perfect start continues. Liverpool upstages Manchester United on home turf, and Oscar Piastri denied. Ferrari manages a sensational win at Monza.
Thanks to Light and Easy, managing your weight and enjoying a better quality of life has never been easier. Whether you want to kickstart your weight loss using a combination of high-protein breakfast shakes and delicious food on Light and Easy's Jumpstart Pro plan, or you simply want to enjoy your choice of over 235 chef-designed ready-to-eat meals, Light and Easy will help you achieve your goals. Discover a flexible and affordable option that's made for you at lightandeasy.com.au.
What have they done in here, Joe?
This is why you should start with high pages, Michelle. I've seen some dumps in my time. Nothing like your Renault butchers. But with high pages, you'd have had licensed, trusted tradies ready to work. It's the #1 place to connect with them. And number 1's better than number 2's.
I think I could cry.
Here, take this. Start with high pages.
Say goodbye to appliances.
Hello, Appliances Online.
Zurich Life Insurance, protecting you so you can protect them.
There's a safety recall on solar system batteries branded LG, LG Chem, and some Solax products. Affected batteries may overheat and catch fire. Even if you have checked before, please check again.
My thing is hunting for the thing I thought I'd never find. So I'm always searching eBay for one-of-a-kind and unique pickups. No matter the occasion, I can find pre-loved pieces from my favorite designs. And selling my things is just making room for my next find.
New mild blue cheese from Costello. Surprisingly mild. Take time to feed your senses with Costello.
You will create your own legacy and help Fred's vision live on. Wouldn't that be amazing?
But now I see.
Thank you, Fred. To learn more, visit hollows.org or call 1-800-352-352.
It's Tank World's Big Tank and Big Pump Sale. Get a big 47 750-litre tank plus a big pump and save a big $500. Hurry, sale must end September 16th. Think Tank World, 1-800-68-6970.
This report brought to you by Somerville Laundry Lomax. Help when it matters most. Lismore, Ballina, Byron and Kyogle.
A first loss of the Premier League season, Manchester United, the away fans waving goodbye to the Red Devils supporters who left in their thousands before full time. Oscar Piastri has been crippled yet again by his team's pit stop strategies. The Australian was leading the Italian Grand Prix at Monza with 14 laps to go when he was told to change tyres for a second time. Ferrari opted not to pit Charles Leclerc again. The gamble paid off and he claimed a surprise win. Piastri finished second. McLaren teammate Lando Norris was third. It's been a slow start to the Suns' AFLW season, with St Kilda smashing Gold Coast by 54 points in the season opener. The hosts scoring just 2 goals to the Saints' 11. The Suns' next assignment, Carlton in Mackay on Sunday. Australia has clinched back-to-back World Life-Saving Championships, edging out New Zealand in both open and youth categories. Familiar names from Northcliffe spearheading the Aussie charge at Kurrawa, including Lana Rogers, Corey Fletcher and Zach Morris. The Coogin Hornets and Belamble Jets went to work in the preliminary NRRL final. In a down-to-the-wire battle, Belamble found an edge in the second half to stamp their victory.
Tensions were at an all-time high at Nedburn Oval over the weekend.
And here we go.
Belamble Jets prop Lane Ticehurst set the tone in a gutsy effort to secure the opening points.
Belamble trying to bash it.
The Coogin Hornets were then quick to show some sting in a dive from hooker Chaz Bond to even the playing field 6 apiece.
Well, the ball into the hands of Jeff Forbes a bit more than last week. There it is. And there's the Hornets responding. The bounce back try.
And as Belamble's second row, Kalani Hensby, was lifted in the tackle, a successful penalty kick to the Jets propped them up by 2 points moments before the halftime break.
And it's going to be Belamble Jets in front.
Sitting at a close 8 points to 6 margin. A strike in the far right from Belamble pushed them ahead to a 4-point lead.
Over goes Josh Quinn. He's got the ball down. That's try time there for the Belamble Jets.
To call this game theirs, 12 points to 6. Alexandra Rees, NBN News.
Meanwhile, the Group 2 season came to a history-making end, with Nambucca breaking a 28-year drought to take the premiership title. The Roosters led from start to finish to defeat defending premiers Woolgoolga.
Lifting up the Group 2 shield for the first time in 28 years. Nambucca relishing in the glory of taking out the 2024 Grand Final. It took the minor premiers 13 minutes to get the first points on the board, with some nice footwork by Willie Baker, setting his team up for an early lead. 3 more tries followed, with a clever switch pass getting Jay Melrose over, followed by an unstoppable Tyrone Robert Davis. On a roll, Dane Saunders took the Roosters to 24-0 at halftime. Less than 5 minutes after the break, Woolgoolga fullback Dane O'Hare managed to dodge the Roosters' defence, getting their first 6 on the board. Minutes later, Jake Elphick backed that up, bringing Woolgoolga within 12 points of the Roosters. There There was no stopping Logan Jones strutting his stuff in the Roosters' final try. A field goal was the cherry on top. The final score, Nambucca 31, Woolgoolga 12.
It's been a long time for the town. I didn't think it'll happen this quickly. Since coming back from last year, we fell one short, and it just feels so good just to get it done this year.
Whoopee coach Sam Sinclair hanging up his boots after leading his team to the grand final 2 years in a row.
That's me done. I've had a good 3 years and something I can be very proud of, to be able to coach a club that I love so much.
Alison Paul, NBN News.
A huge congratulations to Nambucca.
Massive, thank you.
Big weekend indeed. Incredible weather as well. Warm one today. What's ahead tomorrow? Details after the break.
The little girl we almost lost. Twice. Sophie Delizio. Life's about to change in the most wonderful way. A current affair next.
Just an ordinary day. And I heard you say, I heard you say, and I heard you say, but I heard you say.
I love pork. That is no mystery. The mystery for me is why some of you don't. ¿Por qué?
They're very fussy eaters.
¿Por qué? Kids love it.
Look, I don't have time to.
¿Por qué? Goes in no time.
Because it's shitty night.
Okay. Exactly. You see, life's tastier when you get some pork on your fork.
The state government is denying there's a problem with Sydney traffic, despite commuters now speaking.
We'd do anything for our dog. Like giving up the couch. Luckily, protecting them is easy with Simparica Trio, the world's #1 selling all-in-one. Simparica Trio. Protection for dogs. Trusted by dog people.
Mia's about to pull off an epic protection play. She's setting a deposit limit on her betting app. Now she won't lose more than she can afford. Chicken goals, Mia. That was another epic protection play. Be gamble aware and set a deposit limit on your betting app.
Let's go, get some money, go, they bring some deals on my merch too. I got yellow.
Deals dropping every day until October 6th. Instead of spending big on famous faces, we're spending big on you. T's and C's apply. See the DoorDash app for details.
Make complicated stuff simple, and even try to predict the unpredictable. So that's what we're doing. NRMA Insurance, a help company.
August, it was a record breaker indeed, the hottest August on record for Australia, smashing the previous record set in 2009, 3.02 degrees above the average, and there's more heat to return. We even had total fire bans in place for Sydney, Illawarra throughout today due to the strong winds and grass fires burning out of control, as we saw earlier on in the news just north of the Newcastle region. But Victoria, Tassie, buffeted by powerful winds of over 180 kilometres an hour, snow down to low levels and a lot of rain. But mainland Australia, virtually cloud-free apart from the southeast. That vigorous system buzzing by offshore. It's still going to be windy. The winds will switch around to the west-southwest. We've got some cooler air on the way, momentarily just dropping temperatures. It's still going to be blue, no cloud really for central eastern Australia. Another front on the way in the Golden West with some showers for Perth. A little bit of wet weather tonight throughout the southern corners, but all of that is going to clear tomorrow. And once you hit the Murray north of, it's going to be all fine, clear skies again. Mid-teens there from Canberra to Sydney. It's going to be quite nippy tomorrow. Down to 25 after setting new records in Brisbane. Queensland smashing records. Us also experiencing some extraordinary consistent temperatures over 30 degrees for the majority of the northern rivers. A number of days now hitting 35 at Evans Head, high 20s along the coast. But now we've got some cooler air. You can see on the thermoscale west-southwesterly winds. The southerlies kicking in tomorrow, but they're going to be dry still going to see a low humidity count. The bushfire season also kicking off a month early, it seems, for the state. Now a little bit of cloud you can see there along the coast, but inland generally it is going to be blue. Temperatures only maxing out now into the low 20s throughout tomorrow, so it's going to be a little bit fresher, a little bit more normal for this time of the year, but it's not going to last for very long. There's a new swell running up the coast throughout tomorrow, pulsing to 3 metres. That's accompanying that strong wind warning, so likely to see some of that swell reach our beaches, particularly south of Cape Byron throughout the afternoon. Sun to rise before 6 a.m. down at 5:35. Days noticeably longer now. A new swell on the way running up the coast out of the south. Tomorrow morning, we're hitting the high there at 8:15, back to the low in the afternoon just after 2 p.m. Starting to heat back up. A little bit of cloud there Wednesday from that shift, but then the winds and the dry air returning, and not until next week that we'll see some cloud return. Maybe some wet weather by next Tuesday, but otherwise it's a dry run, really drying out our bushland and grassland areas especially. So the threat of bushfires is going to grow as we move through this period now into the early days of spring. We've got some amazing beach days. We've had some incredible ones, and we've got more to come. New pulse in the swell is going to run up the coast as well. It's going to be interesting. It will eventually reach us, and we'll see that come through Tuesday, more so into Wednesday morning. Yes, an extraordinary time for Australia's weather at the moment.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gav. That's NBN News for this Monday.
So from all of the NBN team,
Good night.
Good night.